Happy St. Patrick's Day. You're very patient with all the changes going on in our world and our community right now, but I think it's amazing that we're all still going to stay connected in a different way. So today we're going to start with a 5-minute just a breathing, quiet, your choice, lying down in Shavasana, corpse pose, or maybe you want to sit seated or propped on something like I'm doing, or even just on your couch or on your floor, or even lying in bed. It's your practice, and I just want you to be comfortable. The next 5 minutes are to de-stress, maybe visually put aside all the things that you're worried about going on in your life, and just breathe. I'm going to start with my eyes closed, my body sitting up in sweet seat or Sukhasana. I'm choosing this way today because my hips are nice and open. I'm going to close my eyes, take a big breath in, and a letting go breath out through the mouth. 2 more times, big breath in, pause, and exhale through the mouth. Let the shoulders be heavy and relaxed. And 1 more time, deep breath in, pause, and exhale through the mouth. Going forward, our breaths will be in and out through the nose, slowing down, shutting out any sounds in my environment or yours. Starting maybe with your head, noticing the heaviness, soft shoulders, arms relaxed. My elbows are bent, slightly dangling, maybe pull them in if you're feeling strain in your shoulders. I have my dominant leg out front, but it doesn't really matter, you can switch it up. If you need to move around, there's no shame in that. Listen to what your body needs, because right now, more rules and change is not what we need. As you're slowing down the breath, maybe you're extending the inhale and exhale to at least 4 as you inhale, pausing, and slow exhale to at least 4 or 6. The first few breaths of a meditation, we start to notice our physical body. It can be a distraction. Maybe eventually it shifts to your mental, and that's a distraction. Some people visualize a square, breathing into 4, holding to 4, going down the side of the square, exhaling to 4, the bottom of the square, and inhaling after a pause of 4, so visualize the square. Others may think of an ocean crashing in and out, slowly finding a rhythm. We'll go 2 more minutes of stillness, settling our mind, breath, body. Still heavy and relaxed. Shut out my voice. Coming back to the breath, noticing the sound of maybe a clock in your environment, maybe your heating system, maybe you're fortunate to have a place of silence. And noticing your head, neck, and shoulders sitting up tall, nice in alignment. Maybe your shoulders are more relaxed than when you began. You can always bring them up or bring them down, kind of exaggerate that. Roll your head to the left, letting gravity gently stretch out the right side of your shoulder and neck. Upright and over to the right, letting gravity stretch out the left side of your shoulder and neck. And then coming down to center, gently feel a lengthening of the back of the spine, sitting up nice and tall, and then back up to seated. So we'll do a few things sitting still. I'm going to bring my arms up into the air, lengthening up, almost like we're holding our beach ball. Maybe engage your core, feel that lengthening from the hips all the way up through the hands. You can choose to look up if you want to stretch your neck and your eyes, especially if you've been doing desk work. Let's arc a little to the left without tipping in the hip. You can also turn and look slightly under the right bicep. Lengthen out and then back to center. And while we're still in this position, we'll take our arms to the right. You notice one side's tighter than the other. Maybe turn and look to the left and then release. We're going to switch legs. If you don't want to keep your legs crossed and that's not comfortable, actually you can get rid of your bolster or pillow. You can open the legs or keep them one bent. I'm going to come into sweet seat or Sukhasana one more time. So I'm going to bring my arms up. We often do this when seated. Left palm's going to drop. First I'm going to reach up like I'm answering a question. Also looking with my eyes, open hand, Hasta Bandha. Maybe arc a little depending on your ribs today. And then back to center. I'm going to switch my legs, dominant back and front, finding my comfort. Left arm's going to reach up, lengthen, and then arc to the right. It's important that we do this side stretch in our spine, especially if we're doing a lot of sitting quite a bit lately. Now I'm going to I'll take left leg out first, left side to honor the mother, right leg in, palms to the sky, reach up, lengthen. Noticing my hamstrings, I haven't done a lot of yoga lately. Left palm down and arc a little to the left. Maybe look back. Option to take your hand to the base of your skull. Open that upper body, elbow to the ceiling, depending on what's happening in your upper back. And then come back down. And I'll switch sides. Left leg in, right leg out. Sitting up nice and tall, sits bones are grounded. Palms up, lengthen, keeping that seat down. Right arm releases, left arm reach up, option to arc, there's our ballet class, keeping your left side down, option to take your hand at the base of your skull, opening that elbow to the ceiling and look with your eyes. Undo and release. We're going to be doing a couple things that we normally do in our class. I want to first start with the child's pose, so I might choose to do traditional child's pose, but depending on tightness in my back, my bum is quite far from my heels. I personally prefer extended child's pose. Today you might choose wide leg extended child's pose. Or you may choose puppy. Arms come down, chest towards the floor, bum in the air. Option to look forward or down, and then come back up. We'll do a couple cat-cows just to be with a regular routine. It's also, again, going to help my spine if I've been sitting a lot more than usual lately. You can always do this in front of a mirror to check your alignment. So my palms are under my shoulders. Let's start with half of this actual movement. So imagine the lower half of my body is the only part that's moving. The front half is going to be glued. I'm going to stare at the top of my mat to keep my neck straight for a moment and just isolate tailbone in the air for cow. Feel a stretching in your pelvis. And exhale, cat, only in the lower half of my body. My eyes have not moved. I'm still staring at the top of my mat. Take it a little deeper, tailbone in the air, and maybe your eyes look a little further beyond your mat. Notice all the places that the stretching occurs in your body. Exhale, cat, looking just at the top of your mat, tail drops, push the floor away. Slowly, I might start to look further across the room, the exaggeration in my back for cow. Exhale, cat, maybe I'm now looking between my hands, push the floor away. Inhale, cow, maybe I'm starting to look further up the ceiling. Exhale, cat. Your choice. You can move through this a few times even when we're not working together on this video. And then slowly coming to neutral. We'll do a quick bird dog because everyone loves it. It wakes up our lower back and our core, helps with proprioception and my balance, something that I want to continue working with, especially as I age. So I'm going to stay into tabletop. Left palm will stay down, stacked under my shoulder. Right knee stays down. Let's step back, left toes, right arm reaches. Option to come up to the height of your hips. Lengthen. Engage the glutes, belly, core. Everything comes to center and is imaginary midline. Looking at your length and your profile, hopefully I'm straight in alignment, and then release. Now my right hand's down. Right hand's down. Left foot steps back. Nope. Right foot steps back, left hand karate chop. Lengthen, reach, engage, squeeze the center. So I have energy coming to the center midline and into my belly, into my core, and lengthening. All these things happening at once. And then come back to neutral, choose your child's pose. And then back to seated. I just wanted to do a quick reading that we normally do during our Shavasana. Know when to engage and when to let it go. There are times when you need to stand up for what you believe in. At these times, you might engage in a conflict that ultimately leads to greater understanding. There are other times, however, when it's best to walk away, seeing that the discussion cannot possibly have a productive outcome. Sometimes disagreement helps lead to positive change, but other times it can do more harm than good. The next time you find yourself in a disagreement, ask yourself, can compromise or understanding result from this discussion? If not, letting go might be the wisest decision. And I'm constantly reaffirming with my son, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? We don't have to always be right, and it is hard, especially in a day and age where we know we have access to the real answer. Google it when you get home. It doesn't need to be right in the middle of that dinner party. So next we're going to do a couple sun salutations. I'd like you to come onto your mat. You may start with a seated position. Most of us are going to come straight into extended child's pose before we begin. And we'll just do a few rounds. I'm going to do it from the side because a lot of you prefer that visual. I'm going to start an extended child's pose, lengthening tail out through crown. And then come up to tabletop, tuck my toes, and walking to the top of my mat. However I get there, forward fold. Initially my knees are bent so I can let everything go. I might hold my elbows and sway. Forward and back. Maybe nod yes, no. And then arms to the side, rise up, reach up, lengthen, look to the sun. Exhale, fold, swan dive. Half back, hands to my shins or dangling. Fold, plant, come on down to your belly. Sleeping Cobra 2 breaths, hugging everything to the center. And then slowly peeling your heart open. Today we're wearing green for St. Patrick's Day. It's also the color of the heart chakra. Interestingly enough, the color of our earth. Tuck your toes, press back into dog. I start on my tippy toes, but I might pedal my dog, almost like I'm climbing a mountain. Stretching the calves, the soles of your feet. You may have had a lot of sitting lately. We want to wake up our body. Right foot forward, left knee drops. Gentle low lunge. And I might start low if my shoulders are sore, or reach up high, lengthen, hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Keep it flowing. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, knees. Slow motion, lower your heart between your hands. Sleeping Cobra, 2 breaths. Pressing the tops of your feet down, start to peel the upper body off the mat, engage your glutes. You decide how much of a heart opener or back bend you're engaging in. Tuck your toes, press back into dog. Pedaling your dog. Left foot forward, right knee down, low lunge. So choosing to stay here, look to the sky, look forward, listen to your neck and your shoulders. Hands release, feet together, fold. Rise, heart center. We're gonna do a few more rounds. Inhaling up. Can you see me when I'm up here? Exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, option, hop, or slowly lower. Sleeping cobra, 2 breaths. Hugging everything to center. Tops of the feet, palms and forehead rooting down, opening the collarbone. Choose your back bend. As long as we engage our glutes, protecting our tail. Tuck your toes, press back dog. Right foot forward, left knee drops, coming back into that low lunge. I may choose to stay here squared off, or I may tuck and rise, or I may close my eyes. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant. Let's come to our knees this time. In slow motion, lower our heart 1 inch at a time. You're engaging the whole way down, so it's not that we're on autopilot. The front of our body, the front line's just as important as the back lines. Forehead down. Take 2 breaths here, hugging everything still to center in the midline. And then squeeze the glutes to center as you peel your chest off the floor. Choose your back bend or heart opener. Tuck your toes, dog. Left foot forward, right knee back, low lunge. So choosing low arms, high arms, arc or tuck and rise, open attention or close your eyes. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. We're gonna do 1 more round on each side, just because there's a lot of different variations we want to explore. Most of you over the next few weeks will choose which version resonates with you or works within your body. Inhaling up, maybe look to the sky, fold, swan dive, half back, fold, plant, knees, slow motion, lower your heart between your hands, sleeping cobra. Notice the spine. What are you feeling here? Even though we're relaxing, we're still vibrantly awake. Peeling your chest off the floor, choose your back bend. As my body softens, I might engage my glutes to come higher or press into up dog. Down dog. Right foot forward, left foot back, lift the heel, rise up, high lunge. Lengthen through the hands. Hands release. Feet together, fold, rise, heart center. And 1 more side. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, come onto your knees, slowly lower your heart between your hands. Sleeping cobra, hugging everything to center yet still rooting down. And then choosing your back bend. Maybe just a bit of your body comes off the mat, maybe more, or up dog. Down dog. Left foot forward, right foot back, high lunge. Now, find your footing, find your focus. Maybe it's up, or maybe your eyes are closed and the focus is inward. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. So the next few poses I want to do are just a couple heart openers because it's green, it's St. Patrick's Day, heart chakra based. We're going to come on our mat, fish pose. Can you turn the music down, please? So fish pose. I thought we could do a quick spinal stretch, a spinal twist, which we know we're very fond of. I use these a lot if I'm seated, which is a lot more lately. I'm going to start with my legs, whatever dominant leg first, or legs open, whatever feels better in your body. Right hand to left knee. Left hand might start beside me or walk behind me, depending on your body. Sitting up straight, I might stare forward first as the left shoulder and hand walk behind me, bringing out my core and my spine. I might bring the right chin down to right shoulder, drop the right shoulder, twist. Option to look over that left shoulder, aligning the shoulders perpendicular to where your hips are. And then back to center. Switch out the legs. Left hand, right knee, sitting up straight. tall spine, shoulders down. Eventually I'm gonna walk this right hand behind me, deepening the twist, bringing out my torso. I'm gonna drop chin towards my left shoulder first, lengthening the back of my neck, then come upright, and finally possibly looking over the right shoulder, and back to center. So fish pose is one of my favorite heart openers because it's as deep as you would like. It is less invasive on your hips and your knees for some people. We're gonna first do it with a bolster. So I'm gonna take a bolster or a rolled up towel, pillow, something fat behind me. I'm gonna take my legs into staff pose, Dandasana, palms beside me. Just start to puff up my chest, and some of us may just come onto our forearms. My mid back is supported by this bolster. I'm gonna stare at my flexed toes, puff up my chest. I can feel an opening in the front of my rib cage and my collarbones broadening. I can also feel a tugging in my biceps and my shoulders. So this is variation 1. This is fine. I know we often will use this in the beginning of a restorative pose. Now I'm gonna take it a little deeper. Not everyone will enjoy this, depending on if you have a desk job. So shoulders behind you. I like to take the palms behind my bum or my hips lined up. I like to have my fingers facing forward. Some people I know prefer this in their wrists. It's your practice. I'm gonna fold my arms first. My hands are just slightly tucked under my hips, the top of my bum. Shoulders roll open. This is where I start to feel tugging in the bicep and the pectoral skin. I'm gonna keep my chin down, looking at my toes initially. If I wanna go further, I just keep saying, puff up your chest, almost like you're showing off your chest. Puff up your chest. The opening is supposed to be a heart opener, but I'm feeling it in lots of places. Initially, I'm looking forward, depending on my neck. I might look to the ceiling. I may wiggle a little deeper, puff up, and I'm only looking back if it feels good in your body. And then slow, I'm not gonna stay here long today, chin to chest. Come on out. So, that's one heart opener. The other one, let's do a modified camel. I'm gonna show you without blocks because most of us are not gonna have blocks at home. Traditional camel would be undone feet. I like to gain those couple inches from the length of my foot. So we're gonna start hands to sacrum. As my teacher calls this, looking for your change. So imagine you're looking for your wallet. Just as we set our arms up in alignment behind us for fish, this is almost like a fish upright. So hands are behind me, engage your core, start to stretch the front lines of the body, and I might do it mainly with my eyes, looking up. I might not arc very far back. This could be it today, staying forward. If I want to go deeper, some people like half camel. It's not my cup of tea in my lower back. I might try to grab one heel or the other, or attempt to grab both. Everyone's gonna have a different version of camel. And child's pose or puppy when you're finished. And let's do, there's another one we can use using a bolster, depending on how big you have. A lot of us don't have this big bolster at home. We'll do one more. I'm gonna bring it to my tailbone and drape my whole body over it. Hero. Not everyone loves this pose. I'm not gonna stay here long. It is taxing my back because I haven't done a lot of practice lately. You'll see children completely come to the floor. I don't love it in my knees. Use your body, use your own discretion. And then the other series of heart openers that we've already done several in our sun salutation were the Cobra series. Let's just do the upper body part. I'm gonna come into seated again, and I'll show you from the back. Normally we would use a strap for this. Today I'm just gonna interlace my hands at my sacrum. I might just stay here. Some of you may roll it back. Some may start to pull them away from you. That's one variation. Some may be holding a strap from your bathrobe. Some of you may come into reverse prayer. Fingertips together, possibly palms together. Sitting up nice and straight, pulling the shoulders back. Head is neutral. And then release everything. That's enough for our first day together. As the weeks progress, we'll still stay together as a community, but I do welcome your feedback on what kind of things you would like to work on for your health, your mind, your spirit, and because you miss the community. You're doing a good job, and every day that we can spend sticking to these crazy isolation rules, the quicker this whole thing will be over. So our next thing we're going to work on is our Shavasana, everyone's favorite piece. So I will, instead of lying down, you're invited to lie down. I'm going to sit on a bolster, guide you through a meditation. It won't be very long, maybe 5 minutes. When I work with children's yoga, we often will do a visual guided meditation, a travel journey. I personally love this because my brain is all over the place. Some of you I know prefer just silence. If that's the kind of Shavasana, corpse pose, and meditation you want today, just turn this off. If you would like the guided meditation, you're going to close your eyes. You might be lying down, or you might be sitting on a couch or in your bed, or maybe you're even in your car between things. Take a deep breath, settle in somewhere that you're comfortable. Shoulders back, bum is heavy, spine is straight. As you take a big breath in through the nose, feel yourself ground to the lower half of your body, whether it's your feet, your hips, your bum. As the breath comes in, I think about my inner center of the body, almost like a vase. The air comes in through my head. This is all just a visual, coming down through the body, circulating and grounding me. Continue this in and ground, in and ground. You also might visualize the way waves come in and out from the ocean. There's a pattern, a meditative flow, and a bit of a rhythm, and that helps ground people too. Today, because it's St. Patrick's Day, and I have a bit of Irish heritage, I'm going to do a visualization of the first time I flew over Ireland. We're in the plane, I feel the sensation in my stomach, that feeling as the grounding and the lowering starts to happen. The flight captain says that we're preparing to land. There's a sudden dip in your belly, reminiscent of when we were children on the swings or on a ride at Canada's Wonderland. That dip is there telling us that we're leaving, floating nothing, and slowly coming back to this place of beauty and green. The first time people see Ireland, often they will say they have never seen so many shades of green. The first thought that comes to my mind as I look out the window, pulling up the blind, clouds part like soft, downy cotton candy, and I see this multi-shaded quilt before me. Hill after hill, a few forests, stony rock fences, but mainly gorgeous rolling flat shades of green. Neon, vibrant, electric. Some shades of lime green, some are Kelly green, some are forest green. So many colors. What a lush, beautiful place to be. We start to lower. Our belly is now used to the sensation of coming down, grounding. There are less wispy clouds around our plane. The air is getting less cloudy and gray, and we're starting to see sun coming from one side, bouncing off the wing. The sun is rising over these immaculate shades of green. We get lower and lower, and I feel the air lifting us gently down into the tarmac. A little thud and the sound of the wheels slowly speeding, grinding to a halt. We've arrived in Ireland. This place of green and magic where people seem to accept nature completely interwoven into a heritage old place, where time stands still. The whole time I was there, I never saw anything modern. It was amazing. It didn't matter what we were wearing. To think that the glass I was drinking from could have come from eons ago, another several generations ago, drinking the same beer from the same place at the same stool. Time stood still. We walk down the cobblestone roads. I've dropped my bags off. I hear the sound of my shoes hitting across the click-clack of these tumbled stones. Again, thinking how old this street was. How many people have walked on this street, walked through these same hidden tiny little alleyways, eaten from this same restaurant. The wooden posts worn soft from hands touching them as they crossed the many little rivers in the center of Dublin. The sound of church bells all over the region clanging in the distance. Before I know it, I realize how long I've been walking. My body is weary. I need to rest. I start to look on my phone to find out what time it is and where my hotel is. I realize this is the one time of my trip when I'm staying in a tiny little B&B. I knock the heavy anchored door knob made of wrought iron on the door. The wood heaves from the sound of it. The mistress of the home comes and greets me and takes me to my room. Creaky old stairs winding up into an ancient building made of dark red clay stone. She takes me to my room. I sit down comfortably on the bed. There's a feather bed wrapped in crisp cotton. I lay my head down and fall into a deep, deep sleep. Start to notice the weight of your body on this heavy bed or floor. Everything let go. Any tension in your jaw is gone. Any tension in your palms or arms or fingers or face are gone. And start to breathe in your normal pace. Start to wiggle fingers and toes, maybe blink your eyes a few times, coming to open attention. Maybe you need to stretch, do whatever you need to come back to your day. Thank you so much for joining me in this particular practice today, this new way. The good in me sees the good in you. Namaste.